Hello everyone, Nicoraptor here, and today we'll be doing the Smaugust drawing challenge. For those of you who don't know what Smaugust is, it is a drawing challenge in August where we draw dragons every day, just like the Die November challenge. Now, I have done this before, and if you want to see the previous Smaugust drawing, you can go and check out my Instagram, links down below. And this year's list is by Mahis Maria. I'll leave a link to his Instagram page as well, so be sure to check him out. And before we start, I just want to say thank you to everyone for helping me get this channel up to 2,000 subscribers. It means a lot, and I'm glad that everyone enjoys my art and animation. And just like my Die November drawing challenge, every week on Friday, I'll post videos of all of the dragons I've drawn so far on each week. But besides that, let's get into the Smaugust drawing challenge. Let's go! The first dragon for Smaugust is the Sapling dragon. Now, when drawing this, I first was gonna do a dragon with bark-like scales and has tree growing out of his horn. And another idea was a giant earth-like dragon with tree saplings growing out of its back. But then I decided to tone it down and go with a cuter version. And so I went with this design. This design was inspired by Groot at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, where he started to grow again. And so I made the sapling dragon based on that idea. I made it grow out of the ground alongside a tree sapling and give it bark-like scales too. And I drew some grass behind at the background to give us an idea of how small the dragon is. But I hope you guys like it, and here is the first dragon of Smaugust, the sapling dragon. The next dragon we have is the Fabulous Dragon. No, I'm not joking. The second dragon is called the Fabulous Dragon. But in all seriousness, I had a lot of trouble thinking of what to do for this dragon. Should I make it like a humanoid dragon doing a fashion show, or make it a beautiful dragon? I had a lot of trouble trying to think of what's the best way to make a fabulous dragon. But then I decided to try to make a dragon that looks fabulous and not silly, because I usually don't like to make silly things when drawing. I usually want to make my art as cool or as epic as I can. But I do need to step out of my comfort zone sometimes, so I went all in out to try to make this an actual fabulous dragon. So for this, I drew a dragon with vibrant purple scales and a luscious gold hair and gold sparkly wings. This is probably my weakest dragon I've ever done. Anyways, here is the Fabulous Dragon. The next one is the Diver Dragon. Now for this one, I knew I had to go for a sea dragon. And when designing the dragon, I gave it a long webbed feet for his back legs, making it similar to the paddles that scuba divers wear at their feet. And then I also gave it a long paddle-like tail to make the dragon swim better. After designing it, I gave it a color scheme of green and yellow as a reference to the scuba divers. And after all that is done, here comes my favorite part whenever I draw underwater creatures, which is the light reflection on the creature's back and the sun shining through the sea, which looks great. I don't have anything else to say when it comes to designing this dragon, as it is pretty straightforward and I knew exactly what to do. But I hope you will enjoy it. Here is my Diver Dragon. The next dragon on our list is the Fan Dragon. Now this one here, I had to get really creative as I had to find a way to combine a fan with a dragon. And when I said fan, I don't mean the electric fans that we have in our modern era. I meant the traditional Chinese fans. And the final idea came to mind is a small Chinese dragon with wings that opens and folds like a fan. And I decided to make it look like it's crawling on the wall near a table. And I added in oranges as a decoration, and to also give us an idea that this dragon is quite small. Overall, this is probably one of my favorite dragon designs I've done, as it is really creative. So here is my fan dragon. The fifth dragon on our list is the Sluggish dragon. And when drawing this one, I just decided to make a normal dragon and make it lazy by having it lay down on a giant boulder.
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
And I gave it a nice sunny atmosphere, one that would make you just want to kick back, relax, and have an all-do-nothing day, which is nice to have once in a while. I honestly have nothing else to say about this dragon other than it's just a drawing of a lazy dragon, but it came out nicely, and it actually looks pretty funny and cute, just to see like a giant menacing dragon laying down on a boulder doing nothing. But then I just realized I could have made it into a giant slug dragon instead. Son of a... Well, anyways, here is our sluggish dragon. The sixth dragon on our list is a Starry dragon. And for this one, I knew what I wanted to do. I'm going to be making a dragon made out of stars. Now, I have done something like this for last year's Smaugust, when I made the Zodiac dragon, which is an Aquarius constellation turned into a dragon and has a galaxy-themed color scheme. So I did the same for this dragon, and when I was drawing this, I recently watched the new season of the Dragon Prince. And since this new season is based on stars, I decided to make a reference to the Dragon Prince. When drawing this, I gave the dragon horns that's very similar to the Star Touch elf who is a master manipulator in the series called Erebos. And I love doing these star galaxy theme as I love the color combinations in it and how the galaxy just looks beautiful overall. And at the end, this came out amazing. And so, here's our Starry dragon. The seventh dragon on our list is the Cleaver dragon. When trying to think of an idea for this dragon, it was a bit tricky. First was trying to make the pose of the dragon look dynamic, and second was designing the dragon, as I didn't want to just put a cleaver knife on top of the dragon and call it a day. I wanted to do more, so I went back to my previous Smaugust and saw two of my favorite dragons, the Axe Dragon and the Shield Dragon. So I decided to make it like a species of dragon that's very similar to those two, where they have metallic scales and weapons, and I took inspiration from my Axe Dragon and did the same thing. Another inspiration for this dragon was Chainsaw Man. So after all of that, I made the dragon's head similar in design to Chainsaw Man and make it a giant cleaver knife on his head. And I also added another knife at the end of its tail similar to what I did for my Axe Dragon. And this is so far my favorite dragon I've done, so here is the Cleaver dragon. The eighth dragon on our list is the Sewer Dragon, and I had a solid idea on how I want to do this one. I wanted to make it into a creepy sewer-dwelling dragon with razor-sharp teeth and white beady eyes. When drawing this, I decided to make the dragon crawl on the wall and make it hanging upside down, like lizards. And then I gave it frills on the side of its head and two sails on its back to help give it a more amphibious look, to make it look as if it lived inside of the sewers. And I made its head similar to a crocodile's head as a nod to the famous urban legends of crocodiles and alligators living in the sewers. Which I do want to point out that it's not true, as alligators and crocodiles cannot survive in the sewers, but they do sometimes go into an open sewer pipe and live there during the dry season as a way to survive until the rain comes back, and when it does, they would then crawl back into the rivers and swamps. And people seeing alligators living inside of a sewer pipe is probably what prompted the legends of alligators and crocodiles inside of the sewers. But overall, I really like how this came out, as it looks really creepy as it should be. So here is our sewer dragon. And here is our last dragon for this week, the Defiant dragon. Now when doing this, I thought I could make a dragon based on the Deviants from the Marvel movie Eternals, as I thought it would be pretty cool. But then I realized that it is Defiant with an F, and the Deviants from the movie is spelled with a V. So there goes that idea, which is unfortunate. It would have been a cool dragon though, but oh well. So it took me a while to try and come up with an idea of like how to make a dragon Defiant. So I've been thinking a lot, and this is the best idea I can think of. I made it a dragon that was forced to serve a greedy king in his kingdom, and thus was forced to wear a golden armor and have chains around his neck and his leg, showing that he's basically forced to serve against his own will. But then one day he defied the king's order and escaped out of the prison and tried to fly away. So I made this art more of like a picture that tells a story, which is quite different from the other dragons I've drawn. But other than that, this came up pretty nicely, and I'm happy with our final result. So here is our last dragon for the first week of Smaugust, the Defiant dragon. And that is all for the first week of Smaugust. I hope you all liked the first 9 dragons of this challenge, cause there will be more to come. And also, I'm very happy with this new form of recording of my speed paints. Finally, no more awkward zooming in and out or twist and turn, which is good cause I don't want to get my audience feeling sick watching my speed paints. And if you want to see my previous Smaugust dragons, again, you can check out on my Instagram, or if you want to see my Die November challenge, you can watch it here on my channel, as well as my other animations and drawings I've done. But besides that, thank you everyone for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. My name is Nicoraptor, and have a Jurassic day. See ya!